Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox postgame podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show. I'm back Sunday. Thank you, James, for taking over the postgame show for me there. As we get into a Monday, start your week off with another loss, and this time on the road to the Philadelphia Phillies, as the Angels now fall 6 games under 500, as we're moving out of August into the final month of September of baseball, where we only play one game in October, and that's going to be the final game of the season. So we do play October baseball, but just not in the playoffs, as it will be 9 years in a row. And you can pretty much, if you haven't stuck a fork in us yet, you should have already. It's been a while. You should know by now. The Angels aren't recovering from the mess that they've caused themselves. They put themselves in, whether it's from Artie, whether you want to blame anybody else in this organization. But there's a lot of people to blame as far as coaching, as far as players, of injuries, this and that. You can make any excuse, but if you want to look at this team in general, you look at what they've done collectively as a team recently, and the fact that above all, they can't do anything right when the situations present themselves. They cower down in adversity, and this is a team with no backbone, no chemistry. There's a lot of missing parts on this team. If I'm the general manager, Perry Manassian, right now, although I've been able to draft well, although I've given players to the coaches to redefine and help them to win, whether you're an Angel Halo honk and you believe that those trades were good or you think that they're bad, the fact of the matter is he's given them the tools. Now, are they the right tools? That's arguable. But the thing is, you still should have been trying to get the best out of each one of these players. Play to what their ability gives them, what their ability gives you. Get the best out of each player. But it doesn't seem that we're doing that. It doesn't seem that we're putting the players in the right positions. Like, again, I'll look back to, you can't, when this season ends, we're going to break down everything. But you can look to glaring things, both hitting and pitching. Pitching has been, you get a couple runs, and I'll get into that. You give it right back. You're up 0-2 in a count, you throw one down the middle. Hitting-wise, aggressively swinging with runners in scoring position after a pitcher's been struggling on the first pitch, popping up, grounding into double plays, standing there when it's clear time to protect the plate and striking out on a pitch down the middle. Or when there's a first and second opportunity, you're trying to swing to right field. That is the dumbest fucking reasoning and just dumbest direction I've ever seen for any baseball team. Any baseball team. I don't care if there's a shift on when you could still do them. It's the stupidest fucking reasoning. If you're a team struggling to score runs like this team has been all season, you lay down a bunt and you put second and third and you see what you could do there. Then you try to drive the ball deep. Then you try to go to the right side to score a run. It's the dumbest fucking thing. I've seen this team get one man on in a one-run game, swing for the fences, pop up, strike out, and then try to bunt. What the fuck are you doing? You do that 2 outs prior. This is the dumbest team, dumbest organization, dumbest coaches, and really players that just don't give a fuck. Why should they? And it makes no sense. If you don't have leadership, if you don't have someone in there yelling in their ear and just allowing them to do whatever they want, and I don't care how Perry Manassian tried to come in here and say, hey, it wasn't really Ohtani's fault. The doctors approved it too. We were both on the same. No, bullshit. He called his own shots because Ohtani can do that. He's a diva. He can do exactly whatever the hell he wants to do. And so Mike Trout's the same way. I don't need to work out. Hell, I'll build a golf course in the offseason with Tiger Woods. What do I need to do anything? I just want to spend time with my son. Get your ass on the fucking field. I mean, I wish these baseball contracts weren't the way they were. You can easily just cut these bastards right away and just be like, look, let's just get hungry players that want to play. And let's get coaches that want to coach. Coaches that are not with their fingers up their ass and actually know how to play the game the right way. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. And that's what the Angels have been trying to do all year. Ooh, let's try these crazy analytics. Ooh, they're telling us to do this in this situation. Who needs a gut when you got his butt? And you can use his analytics to do whatever the fuck you want to do. It's the stupidest reasoning of all time. And this team will continue to sink to depths that we've never even seen before. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Trust me. I would love to tell you now that this is just a blip on the radar. But this is 9 years. That's not a blip. What that is that's just an organization that doesn't give a fuck. That's an organization that should have redone itself 4 to 5 years ago at least. Instead, we're just, it's going to happen. We're just going to retool. And retooling's not going to work. And you'll probably bring Phil Nevin back because you'll feel sorry for him. And you'll say, oh, he had so many injuries. And they're going to say, oh, well, you didn't give Marcus Thames enough time to bring in his situational hitting and his aggressiveness. And, oh, don't fire Wise. He just had a bad year, injuries. No! And there's a reason why we have injuries. There's a reason why guys aren't pitching good. Shohei Ohtani is that reason. And yes, at me all you want. It's Shohei's fault. Straight up. Because look, I love the guy, but this is the worst I'm going to talk crap about him. Every time, and I've said it before Victor Rojas tried to say it, I've said it before. So that's some bullshit if someone comes back at you and say, hey, well, this guy said it before. Look at when we did our podcast way before his. He spit ours word for word afterwards. But I said Shohei Ohtani is the one messing up this rotation. He's the one that throws other guys off of their freaking game. No other team in this league is running a 6-man rotation. Why are we doing it? Because Shohei wants it. And you know what? If Shohei doesn't want to pitch in the Bronx, Shohei doesn't have to, which means Sandoval has to pitch on 4 days rest or 3 days rest. Stuff that you set him up for a 5-day rest, which is different for most major leaguers. Usually they're on a 4-day rest, but you give a guy an extra day. Well, he does a regimen each and every day to get himself ready for his next start. If you've ever played professional baseball and you were on a pitching staff, it takes time to get restarted for your next start, especially if you're a starting pitcher. It's easier if you're a bullpen arm, you're throwing an inning here, an inning there. You could pitch back to back to back. But as a starter with all those pitches, you got to give your arm a chance to rest. You have to do your reps. You have to follow your diet. All of that works. If I'm in here saying, okay, well, we had a rain out, so now you have to go after I do, giving you extra time off, that affects the pitcher. Or if I say, you know what, it's going to be too humid on Friday, you pitch here, I'll pitch there. That affects the pitcher. There's a reason. Just watch how this rotation goes to the end of the season. If it fundles down to five-man rotation, you watch this pitching staff pitch a lot better, as it has the last few days since Ohtani's been out of there. And you watch next year when this roster has a 5-man rotation, whoever the hell's in it, watch it pitch better. That's just going to be the norm from now on. Now, as I got into that rant, I'm going to talk about this game. But first, before I do, the backpack drive, I pinned the comment right there. If you want a chance at a freaking Mike Trout baseball autograph, which goes for no less than $500 usually, we're giving them away on a donation basis. And you have a chance to win one of those in our raffle. We're keeping all the names of everyone who's donated to the backpack drive. It's going to be ending here in a couple weeks. If you haven't already donated, or if you can some more, we'd greatly appreciate to get as many backpacks for young needy kids in the San Bernardino School District. The Venmo and also the autographed Zach Neto pictures are up there. The Venmo and also the PayPal is up there. So check it out, please, if you can. With that being said as well, check out 714 tickets. And as we wrap down the end of this season, there's a lot there's a lot of things to go through on this team. And I'm going to get into the scoring here because there's a rant that I got to say about this game tonight, because this game pissed me off too. Louis Renifo scores ShamWow to make it 1-0 in the first inning. Bottom of the first, you can't hold a lead. Trey Turner homers, it's 1-1. Brandon Drury singles 2 runs with the bases loaded right there, an actual good hit with runners in scoring position, it's 3-1. Immediately, again, you cannot even finish a Snoop Dogg commercial. It's 3-3. And I'll talk more as we go along. Then Trey Turner comes up again. Same thing. Homers again. 2-run shot, 5-3. Mickey Moniak. This was a nice inning. This was a throwback to what the Angels used to do, what they used to be about. If you saw the 3 bats back to back to back, when they got those hits to score the run, especially Moniak's hit, they all took what the pitcher gave them. They weren't trying to drive the ball. It was pretty. With all this home run and going, the launch angle, I like to see an inning where we actually put the bat on the ball and put it where they ain't and get a few hits and get a nice rally going instead of just driving the ball, all or nothing bullshit. So the Angels got within a run, but then guess what they did? All or nothing pop out, a waste of an at-bat, Ohtani. And then, of course, the 3rd out to end the inning. Then Marsh comes through to stick it to us. It's 6-4, and then we whimper out in the 9th inning. So, with that being said, the Angels take the loss. Not a big shock. But if you look at what happened tonight, especially in the 1st inning, and here's my thing too, and this is what it comes down to as far as coaches. I can't stand, and this is one of the biggest problems for the Angels all year. It happens. During the regular season, you'll get a run or 2, and then the other team will match it or even top it. And it happens. Okay? And it's normal. What's not normal is it happening over and over and over and over. That's what's not normal. When the Angels can get a run or 2 and they really have to work for it, the other team just blasts right back. And you say, well, what's your complaint about that? Whose fault is that? It's the pitcher's fault. No, it's the coach's fault. Where's Matt Wise telling the pitcher, hey, man, whispering into his ear or telling him, here's the next 3 batters you got to face? Because if your dumbass doesn't do it as a pitcher, you could look to the scoreboard of every stadium in the major league and see who's up for the next inning, right? I can't understand how you cannot just whisper into the pitcher's ear or tell him, pull him aside, show him the tablet and say, hey, we need an aggressive inning right now. I need you to paint the corners. Don't fuck around. No walks. Go after these guys. They just worked and got you 3 runs. Help them out. No, we don't do that. And for some reason, the pitcher who comes out there, and it doesn't matter who he is, whether it's Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Anderson, you name it, they come out there with some sort of non-chip on their shoulder, sort of an arrogance that they're just going to wipe the floor with the next team, the next 3 batters that come out there. And it's not the aggressive approach that they take. They nibble, nibble, nibble. Or they throw one down the fucking middle. And it makes no sense. Like literally, I can understand. Pitchers aren't perfect. They have their issues. They'll leave one at a cookie down the middle sometimes. That's okay. That's baseball. That happens. I get it. But when it's routinely happening, you're up 0-2 in a count and you're grooving a curveball. And here's the thing about Giolito. Giolito is good for that. Giolito has now given up 30 home runs this year. That's a lot, even in this home run all or nothing league that we play in. That's a lot of home runs. And that's part of his game. You can adjust that, but this late into his career, I don't know. But that's who you knew you were getting. And for a team that really can't score, that's not good. 30 home runs that dude is giving up. And again, any kind of adversity happens, crawl right back into their hole, they go away. Only 1 run after that. To me, this team, I can sit here and make several podcasts about each problem that they do, either hitting or pitching, the way they approach their mindset, the coaching. I mean, you just see that fucking fat-ass Nevin play with his goddamn lip. He doesn't tell these guys anything. At least Sosha would rub his Buddha belly, eat a meatball, but then be like pointing it to every one of his orifices to send out a sign. Now, I used to hate that. I used to say, why would Sosha spend so much time and be that involved and pretty much call every pitch? He literally called every pitch, every sign. He told the batters what to do. I used to think, man, that is way too old school. But then I see that some managers still have that ability and that effect on certain teams. And I look at the ones that do. And what they do, and the winners, adhere to the issue or use the tools that they're given. Yeah, they're given a book of analytics. Yeah, they're probably told by the general manager, hey, I want you to do this, or I want you to emphasize this. Okay. Got what you said, sir. But I'm also going by my gut. And the good ones have a nice balance of gut and analytics. So I'm not saying the analytics don't make for anything. I think there are some good in the analytics that baseball has presented. But when you overuse it and you trust it to the T and you stop going by your gut and you stop actually watching the game itself and making that common sense, hey, this, I know the analytics calls for a swing away mentality right here, but a bunt really would get these guys into scoring position. And for me, if I was coaching, and I'm not going to brag or nothing because it's a different level, I've never done it, but I'm just saying as a fan, I could see myself managing this team much better than the fucks we have in the dugout. Because you have to have a healthy balance. And you have to have this killer mentality of not having a fucking ego to where it's just like, okay, guys, you know your job. Do your thing. I'm right here. I'm the manager. I'll argue. I'll get your back during the game. I'll do this. I'll do that. But you need to let these guys know when they come in here, man, I did not like that, Renifo. You did not have any kind of fucking speed. You did not, you were lagging it. Get your ass out the game. We're putting in somebody else. And if Squid's bugging me to get in, no, you fucking suck. Stay on the bench. Just keep the caboodle ready. You have to have this calming influence on a team, and also a rah, let's get ourselves together. Nevin's waiting until they're down 8-0 to start throwing a tantrum in the middle of July when you're out of it. He's way over his head with this team. He should have never got a second chance at this team. Interim should have stayed on his head. Matt Wise should have went. And a lot of people are like, you're too hard on the coaches. Oh, you're too hard. It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. You can look what's happening down in San Diego. That coaching staff is overwhelmed with a bunch of crybaby-ass divas. Look what happens, and you can go, even if you're not a big baseball fan, look what happened back in the day. Portland Trailblazers put a super team together. Didn't win shit. You can't have that many stars on one team and expect everyone to play their role. Role player mentality, team mentality, not there. And if you didn't enforce that team mentality when Ohtani came here, he bit into the Trout diva and the Rendon diva mentality. And that's what we got. We've got divas on this squad. And then you're going to tell me, okay, you're first and third, and we're going to pinch hit right here, and we're going to bring in Renfroe. Okay, analytics should tell you right then and there. Stats, just plain old stats would tell you he's the wrong guy. He fucking strikes out all the time. I mean, all the time. And if he doesn't, it's a weak-ass ground ball. And guess what he did? That's when you need to go with your gut. And then what's all this about? We can't pitch guys back-to-back, but magically we see Loop every other day or every day. Piece of shit pitcher. See him all the time. Far better and more, don't see him that much. And you wonder why he's tailed off. Pitchers like that need to pitch all the time. So it just gets me how this team can see, or I don't even know if they even look at their own shit. I don't even understand if because all these rumors that came out thanks to a few players online, CJ Wilson and others that said, hey, you know what? This team really didn't watch video back in the day. I imagine they don't do that now. Again, I remember watching a St. Louis Cardinals documentary and watching several players in a theater-style room just doing their thing and pretty much watching film. Whether it was pitchers studying the batters, the opponents from the Chicago Cubs, or they were looking at the pitchers and trying to see any weaknesses. And that's hours before a game, before they even start stretching. Again, I went to the Tampa Bay game and was just blown away. I know I've said this before, but blown away how Tampa Bay relievers in a blowout were warming up as far as stretching and keeping loose. And I asked the Tampa Bay bullpen coach, why are these guys warming up? It doesn't look like you're going to need any of them. You guys are up by like 10 runs. He says, you never know when you have to be ready. I like to keep my boys loose. Angels are getting waxed. Not one guy up. Estevez just looked like he had ants in his pants and he was just pacing back and forth like he had some deep thoughts about a girlfriend or something. Everyone else was just sitting on their fat ass doing nothing. Not even working out, not giving a shit. And body language alone will tell you how this team feels. You know, you don't even need to be Erica Weston and all these fake ass reporters or freaking our boy right there that takes all the post game shows all the time, Trent Rush. You don't need to be those guys with a microphone and access to these players, because you could sit there and I could be Gooby Tuesday like he is tomorrow. Hey, what's your favorite song? Do you like Pearl Jam? Oh, crossword puzzles. How about those? Those are great questions. I mean, great. I mean, those just, wow. But you don't need those reporters to ask the good questions because, A, they won't do it because we don't ask our players anything that's anywhere close to being offensive to them. And B, you don't need those reporters to ask questions about how they're feeling about the team, how their play is, because they don't give a shit. And you can see it. Again, Brandon Drury, hardest guy to figure out because he doesn't show emotion whether he hits a walk-off grand slam or he strikes out 4 times. So you'll never know with a guy like that. But the other 25 guys on the field, you could see. Moniak, when he gets hits, like he played great tonight, 3 hits and a nice catch in center field. You could see that he wants to play. When Ohtani has a bad night at the plate, he can't throw nobody out. You could see the frustration on his face, like, damn, he wants it. He's there. Hell, even Renifo. I've gotten on his ass a bunch of times, but he's there smiling because he's like, fuck, dude, I almost had that guy out, Marsh at second base, or he's frustrated because he gets locked up on a strikeout that's not there. You could tell he's still grinding despite the record. You could tell who your grinders are. And then you could totally tell who doesn't give a shit. Hunter Renfroe, number 6, 27. Ohtani's out there busting his ass for good and bad reasons. And then you got, Moustakas out there. He's but he is who he is. And there's certain players that you're just like, man, they just don't care. And it's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch. I mean, look, again, I love football. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But there's nothing more than I would love to see than football with my Hawks starting the season with promise and the Angels in a September playoff race. But again, for the 9th year in a row and even years where the Seahawks suck, I'm not going to get those two as a selfish fan to be playing together in tight races or in meaningful games in September and October. Nothing. We're going to get playing out the string, trying to be spoiler with some other teams, because remember, we're not playing our division much in September, if at all. I think it's only 2 series. We're going to be playing some random games for some random teams. So you just hope that you're playing one of those playoff teams and you could maybe fuck up their playoff run or make them lose a game or two when they need to win those games. So it's hard as an Angel fan. Any team or any fan out there that's either watching this right now, listening to it, or have, if you have another sport to watch, most of you guys will gravitate to that, and that's fine. But it sucks because we want to experience a team winning. We want to experience a team to get there. And there was a lot of promise this year. And again, this is probably one, like Fernando asked me the other day, this is probably the most disappointed I've ever been as an Angels fan, because this is the most talent I've seen on a team at once, because I've seen a lot of talent offensively on an Angels team that used to wear pinstripes that could play with anybody, that could mash with anybody, that could mash with, could outmash teams, but they just couldn't pitch. So they had an excuse. They had nobody there to help them pitch, but they could mash the shit out of it, and they were a fun team to watch. This team was predictable tonight. Score a couple, give a couple right back. Wait for a situation to where a knockout blow is hit with that Trey Turner home run, and just don't do nothing for the rest of the game. Kind of make it a little close at the end, but fizzle out. That's Angels baseball. That's part of coaching. That's part of hitting. That's part of everything. Scouting and development. That's everything. And there's so many things wrong with this team. We thought in the beginning of the season there's only one or two things that are wrong. A couple patchwork here, a player here, and we'll fix things. We'll get back on a roll. You got to believe. You got to have a direction. I mean, I've been researching the Mariners lately, and I've been trying to find out what has been their issue to turn things around. What have they done so right to get back on track? I mean, come on, you had a pitcher like Danny Flexen, who was, or I think his name's Danny Flexen, whatever, Flexen. But that guy just a couple years ago was one of their best pitchers. He was pitching to an 8 ERA. They DFA'd him. They DFA'd a couple other players. They sent their closer away for the second year in a row at the trade deadline, including a couple other bullpen pieces. They were essentially giving up again. Chris Flexen, thank you, Chair. But they manned up. There was this thing called a team meeting, something the Angels haven't done since Mike Scioscia. And it kind of got the guys together. They found a chemistry. The coaches were all on the same page. And a guy that, their manager, I'm not too much of a fan of them, but he came through and he got that team, Scott Service, got that team together, and all of a sudden they started winning and playing as a team. Julio Rodriguez got hot. A few of the other players got hot. They started to take what the other teams gave them. Crawford and others, they were manufacturing runs. They weren't trying to hit for the home runs every 5 seconds. And lo and behold, they started working. They started winning. And now look where they're at. They're in sole possession of first place of the AL West, and they're playing Oakland. So they're going to keep winning. And Texas, I think they lost tonight. They were losing last time I checked. They're fading and fading fast. Houston's right behind them, or they're about ready to jump them. So things could have happened for the Angels too. The Angels could have nipped this in a butt a long time ago. So I talked about the hitting. I talked about the pitching. I talked about the coaching. What about the training staff? Something that when we first got on board with this channel, we started to talk about, we can't have these mediocre, shit-ass, old-school trainers that believe in non-yoga, these extra strengths, the diet, the regimen. And then we started hearing whispers about certain players that used to play with us that are still playing in the major leagues that would talk to us and say, hey, you know what? They had shit diets. I mean, we had to buy our own food. There wasn't really no regimen. There was no set time to work out. It's like any other team has state-of-the-art facilities. Any other team has dietitians that actually know what they're doing. Any other team makes sure that these guys are nice and loose and ready to go. You can see it in the goddamn warm-ups. If you're out and about at a road game or if you're somehow get early access to an Angels home game, none of these guys do the fucking drills that they're supposed to do. The only thing you ever see is, oh, there's Mike Trout right there. They got that thing around his waist, and he's trying to pull the trainer with him. Look at that strength. Look at him work out. Bullshit. Bullshit! Because when you really see a team work out, you have pitchers running in tandems with coaches, doing high-step runs around the warning track. You see guys doing sit-ups. You see guys with their legs down and they're doing the twist and they're moving their sides around to not have oblique shit. You see guys like stretching out their arms. They're running, drills with each other between third base and second base on the outfield grass. You see stuff like that because those are teams that have regimens. Those are teams that not only work out down below the stadium before they get on the field, but as soon as they get on the field as well. They make that their priority. We don't, and I really thought when Perry would go over and say, you know what, we're getting the training staff from Atlanta. These guys are good, blah, blah, blah. I bit into that sandwich. It was 2 years ago. I bit into that sandwich. But then I saw, wait a minute, why is that old-ass motherfucker that's been here for nearly 30 years still on the training staff? And to come to find out, when you look at the freaking, the new schedule or the book for the new year and you check out who's on the team and who's not, he's the head trainer. So what good does that do if you bring in other people from Atlanta? That guy's still calling the shots. That guy's still making up everything for the team. And you know why? Because it's a cheap motherfucker. Because he's a cheap motherfucker. Artie loves guys who are cheap. If you can cut corners, bam. Just look at the fucking stadium. Just look at how they do stuff. It's always cut corners. Why was the minor league staff so bad and mistreated in Tempe? We got all the news on that. We broke that shit last year when ESPN broke it. At the same time. The same people that were mumbling to ESPN were on our show. And we're telling you like how it was and how bad it was. How life was bad for those young kids. And Fernando said it many a times. When it comes to treating the most important players in your organization, which is the minor league system for the future, why are we treating them like shit? Why are we giving them no hope and we're giving them every reason to leave the first chance they get? Because this organization doesn't take care of their own. And is only now trying to make up for it. What? By throwing a few hundred more towards them? That's not going to do it. You need a brand new culture. I swear to God, if I could just take this video or make it a little bit better, maybe condense it into 15 minutes and say, Artie, fucking watch this. Because it's through me are your thoughts and your emails, your freaking Instagram messages, Facebook, everything. Because what I watch is what you watch. And if we're watching this and we see the shit show, he should see that too. He should know that he's running his organization terribly. And there's nothing more than I wanted. Whether it was the LA Times guy who was going to come in here, I think he would have had the capabilities of hiring the right kind of baseball people to look at this organization and say, you know what, we need to flip this shit upside down. We need to turn this thing all around. And really start over. And you get another owner in here. Maybe it was the ownership group from Golden State. They would be like, you run this team as an LA marketed team? This is the Angels? Every owner that would have came in here and saw what he was getting, yes, would have to pay that high price to Farty Moreno. But to get what you get and you see what you get and you'd be like, man, we got a lot of work to do. But see, if that's the case and a new owner would come in and say, we got a lot of work to do, then that's a good thing. He or she would realize we got to do something now, and it's going to cost me, but this is what I bought, and if we're turn this thing into a winner, just like Artie proved, it could be a great investment. reach out to the community and do all that other stuff. Fix the organization from the inside. Get rid of all the trash that we have in the front office. There's a lot of trash in the front office. I mean, you just look at the shit that happened with Skaggs. I mean, what, we're just supposed to forget about that? We're just supposed to forget about all the shit that's gone on internally? I mean, this team can't even get out of its own way on the field, let alone in the front office. Like, they make the news for all the wrong reasons. And you get racist-ass Stephen A. Smith. Every time I drive by that stadium in Los Angeles, it's beautiful from the freeway, but they're irrelevant. Bitch, you're not in Los Angeles. That's Anaheim. First off, asshole. Second of all, stay in your fucking lane. Stick to basketball and mispronouncing names over there. But see, when you're this bad, you open the door for all of that. So when I just talked about the offensive side of hitting, the pitching side what needs to change, the coaching that side that needs to change, the front office, even the trainers that need to change, you could see where this is just a complete mess. You can see that what really was one of my favorite memes in all of memes is, hey, I went to my car and someone broke into it. I had 2 WNBA tickets in there, and now there are 4. We've stooped to the level now of that funny meme making fun of pretend basketball, which I hate, by the way, and I love making fun of it. But now, just now in the last week or two, I've seen that plastered everywhere an Angels symbol is. Hey, I went to my car and it was broken into, and they left me a family 4-pack of Angels tickets. We are that low, people. We are the butt of jokes. And this is after our fearless leader as an owner came out and said, unfinished business. Unfinished business. You should just fucking... You can't... Like, literally, you can't even do that right. You can't even sell the fucking team right. I mean, how many of us, if we were given $2.5 billion, would sell our parents? I think all of you would. $2.5 billion, and that's just the starting price. He could have got $3 billion. He could have got $3.5 billion. I mean, look at the teams like Denver Broncos sold for almost $7 billion. I think it was the Washington shitfucks. The woke team, the Washington Woke, sold for what? 7, 8, almost $9 million or $9 billion? Come on. Take the fucking money and run. Let some real people run the damn organization. Before you, me, and everyone else is tired of this stuff so much that we just don't give a fuck anymore. You know, and here's the thing. I am a diehard because I wouldn't be doing this shit. You're a diehard because you wouldn't be listening to this shit. But back in the day, and I'll tell you a real quick story. I'm a Supersonics fan from the moment I went to Key Arena when I was 9 years old. And I got a chance to go up there and see the Rain Man in his early days with Gary Payton, and a couple years after when they first, because I think Gary Payton came around that time. Sean Kemp came up a couple years later. I got to see them throwing lobs. That place was electric when they got in Key Arena, but it was the stadium before that. Anyway, long story short, I've been a long-time Sonics fan, right? Broke my fucking heart because you could see the writing on the wall. The league and Clay Bennett wanted the Sonics out of there. I tried. When they left, it frustrated me so bad. And I don't even live up there. But it frustrated me so bad because I would at least get to 1 or 2 games by traveling up to see my uncles a year, right? And I would go to when they come down here and play at the Great Western Forum or Staples Center to see when they played the Lakers or the Clippers. Okay, so long story short is, when they left, I hung on to the NBA for a couple years. As mad as I was, I hung on. A couple more years went on. I'm like, you know what? I need a team to root for. They had just gotten Antetokounmpo, whatever his name is, Giannis, and I freaking went with the Bucks, bought a jersey and everything. I was like, you know what? Sonics aren't coming back. I'm just going to be a Bucks fan. And then I started to see what they did politically, and they just turned me off. Like I didn't have much love or interest into Milwaukee, and it was just a team to root for so I could watch some basketball. But the style of play sucked. The politics sucked. And just it wasn't the basketball that I grew up with. The players are too entitled, LaFlop and all. I can go on and on, right? The point of the story is it got so bad for me, my original love was not there anymore. And I just gave up, and I don't care. I haven't watched a basketball game in 3 years, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care if it's the finals, the playoffs. I don't care if it's the All-Star game. I don't care if you bring back all the players from the past. I won't watch. And I don't want that to happen with a franchise that is going to be forever going nowhere. A team that I grew up as a kid dreaming of getting a chance. If I had a genie in a bottle and I could rub it and say, you know what, I give me 3 wishes. My first wish, I want to play for the Angels. Give me the strength to play for the Angels. I want to play for the Angels. I want to walk into that stadium, whether it was before the Rams left and it was oval-shaped and they had 17,000 fans there, or it is now when it's rebuilt, the house they already built, all that bullshit, right? Or the Cowboy built that already made so much better, a.k.a. the Big A. If that were the case, fine. That's a dream of mine. I've always wanted to be there. I've always wanted to play there. I've always wanted to be on the field. Hell, just to play. You know what kind of excitement for me? I don't know about you, but for me, if I'm out there and I'm able to just throw with one of the players, if one of the players were to say, hey, come on the field and throw a little ball with me in practice, oh my God, dude, I'd piss myself. I would literally piss myself. That's been a dream come true. Or, you know, they say, oh, the kids run the bases. That's cool and all. I would push those kids out of the fucking way, and I'd be running and sliding into each base. And they'd be like, get that adult off the field. He's creepy. But what I'm trying to say is those are dreams of mine, man. Those are dreams of mine. This team used to mean something. This team had prestige. So if you're too young to freaking remember when this team used to dominate and win 90, 97 games, 95 games a season, habitually into first place in the playoff race in the second, and be a really good team, then good for you. Those were the days. But growing up before those days happened, I never wanted to see the days before those days, the good old days. Because before the good old days, there was the shit old days. There was just tragedy, there was heartbreak, there was losing. And from a streak of 87, because 87 was the last gasp for that 86 team. Once they choked it away in 86, they fell one game short of the eventual world champion Kansas City Royals in 87. And after that, you could forget it. That team was on a downward spiral. And then that bled into 95 when they had the uprising just to fall again, come back and lose in Seattle. And then from 95 to 2002, 7 more years of futility before they got it together again. So you're talking about in a stretch of 20 years, you only had that one good season. Blip on the radar and it was gone. I didn't want those days again. So once you won that world championship, once we changed ownerships to Farty, and then once we went on a run for that good 7-year stretch, baseball was beautiful. I finally knew what it felt to be an Angel, to be a fan of a winning baseball team. A fan that, when the season ended, whether it was in the playoffs or not, or whether it was in the playoffs, because it was in the playoffs, I wasn't wondering, hey, is this team going to make it back? I'm like, okay, we're going to reload. I can't wait to see who we get in the offseason. I think we're looking really solid. Let's make that next step. Let's try to get farther in the playoffs. And that was a fun-ass time, wasn't it? And then after just, you had the 2014 season, that was a blip on the radar. When that ended, that was our last gasp. And then from now, it's going to be 9 years of futility. 3 managers later, and three managers later, 3 GMs later. Same bullshit A-train owner. What do we have to look forward? or forward too. I mean, I broke down every facet of this organization. What would you rate it? What would you literally rate it? Because if you think about it, each for the hitting, what would you give it this year? What would you give the pitching? What would you give the ownership? What would you give the training staff? Scouting and development, front office. You can't give it higher than a C on any of them, I don't think. So where does this put the team? In the biggest question mark season of all time, and off season now. There's going to be no Artie Moreno coming out there saying, I'm going to sell a team again. He's in it to win it again for another 3 or 4 years at least before he starts exploring the options again. And even if he were to explore the options, it would take a good 6 to 8 months before anything's finalized. We forget about that as well. So even if he had sold when he did sell, you wouldn't see the fruits of any kind of labor of a new owner till this offseason. But now that gets backed up even further because there is no sell. So then we're having to trust that Artie's a new man now just because he made a couple trades at the deadline, or not that he made them, but that he gave the go-ahead to. Just because he initiated the fact that, we could spend more than we usually do. That's supposed to wet my whistle? I don't think so. My point being is, how long can we hold out? How long can we hold out after the misses, the swings and misses of a futile organization, of a cheap-ass owner? How long can you hold out? Are we going to go back to being Halo honks? Or are we just going to be like, you know what? Wake me when this shit is better. I'll follow baseball from afar. I'm okay with that. I'm not going this year. Trout's good. Ohtani's fine. Maybe I'll go to a game or two. Are we going to turn into that? Are we going to lose our drive as fans? I can't tell you you're wrong. I can't tell you, hey, man, go follow another team. Or I can't say you suck as a fan. Because, again, I always like to say the ride or die fans stick with it no matter what. And you're just, and if you want to be loud and obnoxious, because you know what happens sometimes, right? You didn't hear much from Chiefs fans, did you, in football? Nope. They get Patrick Mahomes, all of a sudden they're everywhere. And they're in your face because they've won a couple world championships, right? That's what happens. And to me, it's like, if you're a long-suffering fan, I mean, I think they believe before Mahomes, they had one world championship the entire time. Always bridesmaids, never the bride. And it's like, all of a sudden you have fans of those teams, right? But they're loud and proud. And they're louder than other fan bases that have experienced championships, right? And I respect that. But all I say is, when you win those championships, because you'll always have those fans that just like to dick ride, but you better be as loud. If you're in my face and that loud of it, for your fandom, stick with it through the losing as well. And I give our fans credit because there's a good majority of Angel fans that have stuck through it, stuck through the criticism, stuck through the ridicule and everything else like that. To me, it just gives you a better outlet for when they do start winning again to be loud. And I tell all Angel fans or any fan of any team, if you've been down for a while, enjoy the shit out of it when you're back on top, because you never know how long that lasts. Enjoy the ride. Be pumped up and give shit to other fans. Don't be these fucking pathetic Halo honks that say, we need to be respectful to the other fan. But fuck you. We're not Dodger fans. We're not going to punch them. We're not going to stab them. We're not going to hang them from the Raptors. But give them shit when you're hitting a home run and you're winning the game. Yes, by all means, talk shit. Don't go personal. Don't start making fun of the guy's bad weave and all that, or making fun of the fact that he's like 3'9" or something. But make fun of his team at any possible cost. Don't make this the easy stadium that everyone expects it to be. When we're on top, let's let them know we're on top. But boy, am I way ahead of myself with that kind of talk, because we're nowhere close to that. We're the type of Angel fans right now that when you get to the game, you got two ways of doing things when you're starting to get beat up at a game. Because trust me, I've been at a lot of games this season when we're getting punked. Not by the fans, but by the other team. And you could do one of two things. You could start aggressively yelling and making fun of your own players, or sit in your seat, shrug down, and whoever you came with, just start joking about what kind of losers they are, and keep your tone and just laugh about it when you give up runs, and watch everyone else that's rooting for the other team cheer and have a good time. And then you ask yourself, why did I get these tickets again? You know, shouldn't I have got them discounted through Heedy, through 714 tickets, 714 tickets. And it's tough. It is tough to be a fan and watch a team consistently lose. And it used to be worse before everything, you know, all the rule changes, when it started making, you know, before they put the salary cap on, because otherwise, if they have never done, at least they did that. If you had not had a salary cap, you realize how high some of these freaking team salaries would be, and how you just would have teams like the Yankees did in the 90s just continually hold on to their guys and just win. It's been so much better that you've had newer. I mean, think about it. The longest losing streaks of non-playoff teams is 8 years, and that's the Detroit Tigers and your Anaheim Angels of La China. Those two teams have the longest non-playoff appearances, you know, since their last playoff appearance, which means that 28 other teams have made the postseason within the last 8 years. That's not bad. That's actually good for baseball. That means we're getting a different crop of teams most years, and that's fine. That's good. But now you have to start asking yourself, as an Angels fan, hell, as a Tigers fan, when's it our turn? How close are we to be breaking that streak? I don't know, man. It doesn't look good. I mean, yeah, I think in a way we're better. We have better chances next year than the Tigers, but who knows? You got to literally turn this entire team around. We have so many guys on one-year contracts against the guys that we have long-term. It's pathetic. We're gonna have an entirely different roster, Shohei or no Shohei. It's gonna be number 6 and number 27 guaranteed, and a couple pitchers out of that starting rotation, and just a bunch of I don't know. I don't know. You know, you got your Zach Nettos, obviously, O'Hoppies and Moniacs, but and ShamWow. But again, you're going to have so many other new players. This is going to be a completely different roster next year. And if Perry can cook up something good and these fuckers don't get hurt every 5 seconds and we have capable pitch coaching, who knows? But that's a story for another day. We just have to play out the rest of this string of season. And I went on one of the longest rants I've ever gone on. But it's boiling up in me, man. Like I literally want to hit, for those who knew what a VCR was, I want to hit fast forward, dude. I want to be on like MLB The Show when you're dominating a season and you're like, man, this last month's going to take forever. I just want to get to the playoffs. I played the majority of these regular season games on the video game. I just want to get to the playoffs without getting a stupid notice on there saying, oh, player got hurt, and then you have to go back to before you save. It's because you don't want to lose any guys, right? I would just love to just simulate the last part of the season. Just get rid of it, man. Just what is there to watch? You can't trust these players to improve because the coaching and the direction is pitiful. So none of these guys are going to progress under the current regime. So there's no point. Like, I'm going to go to a few games because I'm committed to go to a few games. I'm going to watch the games because I'm a suffering fan. I'm a diehard. I'm going to watch it no matter what. But I just wish that I had an alternative fast forward button, because give me the option of having to suffer through this last month with you guys, and which I'd love to do, because it's you guys make this show, this channel, this pages, all that we do fun. But the team itself hasn't reciprocated that at all. I just wanted a team that was going to be in the playoff race. They didn't necessarily have to make the playoff race. Just be where Texas is. Just be where Houston is. Just be where Seattle's at. And I'd be happy. Because we'd have meaningful games and we could be like, oh, we got scoreboard watch right here. Watch out for Houston tonight. You know, like all I wanted was that, dude. All I wanted was that. Was just to have something to just shoot for and be excited about. And we can't even get that. And I think as a fan base, dude, it is trying on all of us. Because it's not, you just look back at how many hours we've wasted as a fan. Now, you and I both know this. Last thing I'll say, that if the Angels were just dog shit and we knew it, it wouldn't hurt as much. It wouldn't suck as much. It wouldn't feel like such a waste of time. You wouldn't be doubting yourself when you're walking down the green turnstiles at Anaheim Stadium or the ramps when you're down 10-1 or you lost 10-1 and you're like, why the fuck did we come to this game again? And you're just like, why are we disappointed? Why should I be disappointed? I don't want to be questioning myself in all the wrong ways. I want to be questioning myself like, man, I should have got a fucking 20-game package because this team's really good. This team has a lot of heart. Again, they don't have to be winners on the field, but if they play like winners, if they try, if they freaking show effort every night, if they show promise, you, I, and everyone else would not have a problem going through those turnstiles and paying the money to Artie because this team has hope. There is no hope in this team until something changes dramatically. If it does in the offseason, we are in turn going to be presented with the same bull crap next year. And that's going to hurt. Again, that's going to be another feather in our cap if we can withhold another season. All of us just want to see a winner. All I want to see is a winner. But I know there's steps to getting to that winner spot. The winning, you got to freaking get back to the basics. You got to start and show promise. I get that. But if there was a gradual ascension by each part of this team, it'd be much easier to take than what we've got now. So with all that off my mind, I hope somehow that gets, because it's gotten to other podcasts. We know that other podcasts listen to us, and we appreciate you. Just when you do it, please don't steal our shit. Come up with your own ideas. Oh, Victor! Also, let's go to Stamos. Well, the Stamos Award goes to one guy, and it's a former Dodger. It's a guy that Artie Moreno wanted, which I'm glad we didn't pay that much for. I mean, obviously, he's having a resurgence here, but he had a bad start of the season. But he's likely going to help the Phillies do something in the postseason of October, and that would be Trey Turner. Trey Turner went he went 2 for 3 tonight and a walk, and he had those two big home runs, the solo shot in the first inning and the 2-run shot to respond, or actually in the fifth inning to put the game away off of Giolito on an 0-2 hanging curveball. Beautiful. But that was an easy home run right there. He is your, Stamos Award winner. So let's get to the Nacho Night.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
Nacho Night Award goes to a guy that it really pains me to say this. I had such high hopes. I'm not giving up on the guy, even though I said had. I hope that he can turn things around. I hope that he can learn from his mistakes, and I hope he has a better next year. But boy, Trey Cabbage looked lost up there. He had the Nacho Night, 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. He was lifted later for Renfroe, which again, I would, even though Cabbage was going to go for the golden sombrero, I much rather him have gone for the golden sombrero than Hunter Renfroe. Hunter Renfroe sucks ass, and they brought him in with a chance to get an RBI, and of course, he can't get a hit. So I almost want to get it to Hunter Renfroe, but Trey Cabbage, man, come on, bro. You got to come through tonight. I thought O'Hoppy's approach to the game tonight was terrible at the plate because it looked like he was trying to do something against his former crew, like try to do something exactly like what is it called? Moniak did. Moniak had a great return to Philly. I think O'Hoppy was trying a little too hard, and he popped out in a couple situations where we could have used a run right there. So you could easily give it to O'Hoppy, but I'm not going to do that. But I will play the music that a couple of you guys don't like when I do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see, because I like doing it, by the way. It's the lineup music presented to you by South Park on here because we're going to go through how lame this team is hitting-wise. Nolan Shamwow. He went 1 for 4 tonight. Not too bad. He did score a couple runs, showed a lot of hustle, but he did go for 2 for 4 or 1 for 4, so I can't really fault him. But Shohei Ohtani, again, in the clutch, not very clutch. He went 1 for 4, got a hit, but got a walk and struck out. He was overmatched a couple times on the fastball. Brendan Drury continues to hit good, though. Big hit with the runners in scoring position, 3 for 5. Came through with 2 RBIs, but did have his obligatory strikeout. Moustakas, here's the problem. I love Moose. I love what he brings as a leader, but what he does do at times, he'll have a week where he hits 2 hits here, or a game or 2 where he hits 1 hit, 2 hits, but he also piles up a 1 for 5, or an 0 for 5. And tonight was that 0 for 5. He had an 0 for 4 the other night. Renifo continues his hot streak. He's now 3 for 5 in this game. Did not score a run, so that should just tell you how nobody could hit from behind him. Although Moniak had 3 hits, those hits couldn't score Renifo each time because you had Cabbage, O'Hoppy, and Renfroe and Grichuk at the bottom not being able to score home. 2 guys who got on base 3 times. So Renifo and Moniak had 6 hits between them in 9 at-bats. Not bad. They both had an RBI, but both no runs scored because pathetic O'Hoppy 0 for 4, pathetic Cabbage 0 for 3, pathetic Renfroe, and pathetic Grichuk. And there you go. That's the Angels right there. That's your hitting. That's your hitting report. Let's get into some comments. We're going to blaze through these real quick because of my long-ass rant, and I really am sorry about that. Halo again, Todd. Halo means hello. There you go. It helps to drink. I've been drinking since I got home. Dan Rio says. Robert says, trade them all, rebuild from around Neto, Silseth, O'Hoppy, Shamwow, and Moniak. Not bad right there. 8-game hitting streak as well for him. I blame one individual. Who is it? Mr. Lodge. I'm glad you asked that. That the season is over tonight. He says,
we got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Shamwow is a bust because he doesn't hit home runs and strike out. Exactly, AC. That's the mentality of the Angels, and they don't need a home run hitter, which is why I love it. AC says, we gave up Cuero for a home run. Yeah, exactly. That was not a good move. Giolito reminds me of Sandoval. They gave it all up to cut for the same cloth. Angels taketh, Angels give away, the chair says. James, pull up the Shohei Ohtani home run. Pull up the Shohei Ohtani home run, James! Phil Nevin equals manager of the year, Andrew says. Respect the hustle right there. Also, put Squid at leadoff. No. Sea Chicken suck anyway. Go Rams. Boy, the Rams are going to get their ass kicked, Dan. I'm telling you. Week 1 up in Seattle. Go Hawks. Giolito just shows how good Tyler Anderson is. LOL. Exactly. Sports News says, I believe to make the playoffs, there is a thing called a winning streak to make it, but Nevin doesn't chase wins, so we should be good then. Exactly. We're going to be on the couch, or we are going to be at the golf course. I feel like this season ended after getting swept by the Dodgers before all the All-Star break, and ended again after the Mariners sweep us. All this team does is fall in the worst time, Silent E says. And you know what? That's true. Because when we were swept by the Dodgers and pretty much beat the hell out of by the Padres, you didn't feel good at all right there. Rams getting led to the slaughterhouse. They will be, AC. I'm an Angels fan and Bears fan. Misery loves company. Well, there you go, Mario. That's tough right there. Nate Hustle says Angels versus Angels. Bench Moniak. He's hitting the ball too much. Winning, not.
Wow, winning.
Not. Chris Flexen is the name. Tommy Chin says, why did Ohtani join the Angels in the first place? What did he see that we don't? Well, Tommy, at the time, the Angels were set up much better than what they are right now. And it looked like at the time they were going to be something good. And you had to take in consideration the Angels were going to give Ohtani any kind of help that he needed and any kind of regimen, any kind of things that he wanted in the organization that could give him, they were going to give him, and then which was two-way. A lot of the teams didn't want to sign him as a two-way, and the Angels were one of the only teams that, if not the only team that was offering him that, plus the fact that he could pitch whenever he wanted to. What's sad is that the Mariners said they were going to going into the trade deadline with next year as the goal of the postseason and not this year. Exactly. And that's why they're in first place. It makes no sense. Angels should be where Seattle is in second straight season. Exactly. Angels need a win on Gooby Tuesday. That's guaranteed not to happen. This was such a sad game. NBI says, much love. Love this rant, Todd. Is all the truth about the organization. I appreciate that. The start of the 16-game losing streak, Vetter says, I don't know. James is a Mariners guy twice in the last few years. When things are going bad, we play the Angels. Oh, my goodness, something clicks. And that's sad as an Angels fan. Good for the Mariners. Vetter says, I'm sure the Golden State group could have or came in the game would have flipped this whole thing around pretty much, or Theo Epstein. Angels are are gearing up for a 23-game winning streak. Oh, my God. Where do we go from here? We need to do a lot of protesting in Angel Stadium. Well, that's where our shirts are going to come in. You'll see that tomorrow on a post. I'll be happy to announce we have some shirts to sell. So there you go. Let's see. Also, Todd, I could go for a family 4-pack right now from 714 Tickets. We should have some of those here coming up pretty soon. Mi amigos from the Honduras who came here illegally can be more productive than squid, Renfro, and cabbage combined. Well, bring your ass to the team. Let's work you out. Todd, honestly, I just found you and I always love your rants on here. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. 11 out of 10. Appreciate that, Eric. Also, I would sell you for $2 billion. Thurman says, look at the diamond seats behind home plate. I was waiting for them after I walked a green mile to my seat for them to throw the switch, revamp the entire face, uniforms, logos, sell Artie. I'm right there with you. If we were in the business world, the minor league system would be called research and development. There you go. Ride or die, Nate Hustle says. Seattle Center Coliseum. You're right, Eric. Also, I worked for the Angels for 19, and I could not stand it any longer. 19 seasons. I would like to see Artie apologize to the fans and sell the team and go away. I would love for a Japanese owner to take over. At this point, an alien could come down here and run this team better. Look, I don't care who you are. I don't care if it's female, non-binary. Look, just if you have sports sense, you love this franchise or baseball in general, and you adopt this team and you want to be in the community, I am here to welcome you with open arms. Anything's better than the piece of shit we have in charge. NBA is on its knees for China, that's for sure. Damn, when the Rams played there, how old are you? Haha. Just kidding. I'm old enough to be your dad, Robert. If Todd was on the team, we would have been, let's see, on this team. Good Lord, this team would have been would have less playoff appearances. Shut up, better. This team would be a lot better. Trust me. You a college basketball fan, Roger? I said nothing about UCLA basketball. Shut up. You know what? I'm not a college basketball fan. I think there's too much wrong. Well, actually, you know what? If you had to compare it, I would rather watch college basketball because they actually play defense and they actually play team ball. So, yeah. As an Angels, Rams fans, and a Ducks fan, I've seen all my teams win. Most can't say that. That's true. I'm not 49, by the way. Let parents run the bases, too. Exactly. The chair says, I wish someone with a business background would run the Angels like George Steinbrenner. He always said when the Yankees lost and died when they lost. He died when they lost. My fandom is dying with this team. It's hard, dude. It is hard to pick yourself up, off the floor as a fan after you have some kind of these meltdowns of the team or they're just this bad. We'd fall down and tear the ACL or MCL if we were fans or on the field, Dan says. Thurman says, white uniforms, gold, not yellow, gold logo, silver team, lose the red and white, bring the new generation of fans, old school, will adapt. Well, I'll take a phone call in a little bit here. Let's see, will adapt. It's time to blow it all up, clean slate. Eric says, love the passion, Todd, but until Artie goes, it's all in vain. He's a literal vampire sucking the life out of this franchise. And it's getting to a point where I am going to say that too, where it's like, hey, man, let's just report on the game, give you my 2 cents, and that's it. Because, I mean, all this shit's going to go on deaf ears. You know, I mean, it's not like they're going to be like, oh, this guy, he's ranting, or these fans are pissed. You know, like, it's going to take some big movement to get this shit to where it's supposed to be. Go back to Anaheim won. I love the Anaheim moniker. Why did we leave it? Stupid reasons. If they would have won world championships when they had the opportunity to, maybe you could have entertained that and said it was justified, but they never did. Unthankful Squid didn't get a bat screw this guy. Yeah, he didn't get into the game tonight. Also, Angels organization gets a D, and that's being generous. Same shit, different day. The Angels way. 714 tickets. 714 tickets. Danny says, at least we have Jack in the Box meals to look forward to. Hey, did somebody say Jack in the Box? Because I'll tell you one thing right now. I could go for a big $14 munchie meal. Hey, Gooby, did you hear that they have a $6? They have a Jumbo Jack, a soda, French fries, 2 tacos, and a chicken sandwich.
Build your own munchie meal, or try mine. Only at Jack in the Box. That looks good on you, Miach.
Isn't that great too? It's like, hold on, Marsh steps out of the batter's box for 2 seconds. He called timeout. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Between 2 slices of my famous toasted sourdough bread. It's pretty much the greatest thing since itself. My sourdough patty melt combo, starting at $5.49. Order on the Jack app today.
So stupid, dude. You know, I'm feeling kind of down right now, Wayne. Why is that, Gooby? Well, it's because, I mean, I'm in Philadelphia and the Angels are losing. But you know what makes me happy? A Philly cheesesteak? A brownie! Come on, man. It's too much, dude. Let's see. Also, we knew that we were screwed this season when we saw the goofy bat boy day one. Seeing the Mariners in first place makes the postseason run even more frustrating, especially knowing that the Angels were the ones to give them all the fucking momentum in the damn universe. Fuck! Also, been a fan since 1970. Saw more losing than some of you. We will be fine. Halos and horns. But it's hard, though. I'm just saying. Goonies never say die. There you go. We need Artie, Rendon, Squid, and Goofy Bat Boy, then Jack in the Box Trust Fall. You know damn right we won't be there to catch these clowns. Good example, Martin. Also, Rams did it. Commanders are doing it. Too many examples. Artie days are over. Sell and let some passionate investors in the city and a brand new redesigned team stop living in the past, evolve. Thank you. Preach, Thurman. Tony says, ever since we got rid of Ed Bain, we never had the same. We were have never been the same. Sorry. We have no scouting department. They all got big grades of F. I really think Artie will fire Nevin and Perry. It could happen. Angels are literally indefensible. Mario says, I turned my daughters into Angels fans when they were younger and went to games between 02 and present. My regret is they now live in the misery and complain more than I do. You raised them well then. I began a Chiefs fan in 17 because of Eric Berry. Insane I have. Insane luck I have. You know what? Again, that's fine to be a Chiefs fan. I'm not knocking you for being a Chiefs fan, but I was just using them as an example. You know what I mean? Caesar says, I'm a diehard Angels fan. I am a diehard Lakers fan. And get this, one love, the Browns. Ooh, that's a tough one right there. Let's see. The chair says I'm number 2. That was the reference as far as Angel fans at a game. The Angels have a better chance of the Cowgirls getting to the big show. I agree too, because the Dak Prescott talk already by ESPN is nauseous. Good point. At least we aren't Doyer fans. I feel better already, Danny says. Still going to the Cleveland series to see Cool Calhoun, Esteban says. There you go. I don't have the energy to yell at this team. I don't want to waste my energy on them. That's fine. Let me do it for you. I will say it's easier to watch the Halos lose when I go with 714 tickets because the tickets are cheap. Eric says, I'm actually seeing the Jack the Box commercials out here. There you go. Thurman says, wait. Uncle Jerry Jones is pushing daisies. Then we'll see, but he'll win when hell will freeze over before the Cowgirls go. Laugh my ass off. How did Moniak hit versus left-handed pitchers? Well, he did good tonight. Tony C says, I would love to keep Perry as an assistant, but go and hire Theo Epstein. Also, change the team back to the California Angels. Ohtani will probably stay with the Angels. I like both of those too. Again, Perry doesn't need to be the man. Maybe he's your head scout since he's been drafting really well. It was a successful season in the eyes of Artie. Fans usually give up by June, most of the hope until August. Hey, now that's winning at the Big A, Eric says. Bro, I even have the Angels awards card, LOL. Oh my God, am I hearing the sell the team tailgate? I don't know if I have the energy for that this year, my friend. I might have to save that for the start of next season. Angels closing out a season versus the A's to give the Honks hope for next season. Tony C also says, I think that will turn around next season. Hunter is a cancer in the clubhouse. Also, number 6 will be gone next season. Go Halos. Boy, I hope you're right, Tony C. Shout out to Heedy here on YouTube for getting 800 subs. You are us. Thank you so much, the chair, and everyone else who has subscribed. And if you haven't yet, I implore you to. We're trying to get to that magical number of 1,000. We really appreciate that because YouTube really starts to give you a push when you get to 1,000. Angels equals no runs, have a lead, immediately give it back. Next, strand runners in scoring position, give up the lead, and never score again. Lifeless. Yes, Chris. Yes. Wow, winning.
Wow, winning.
Mateo says, what's up? It sucks for honkers because you guys live on hope. That's exhausting. Realistic expectations and some winning, like Todd is saying, will bring everyone back to California sports. You win, they will show up. Yes, you're right. That's how you build a team, man. That is exactly how you build a team. Let's see. Also, keep up the good work, Todd. What a great show. May the Lord bless you and your family going forward with your show and future endeavors. I appreciate that, Tony C. Let's see. Also, if we get Trey Turner, he'd probably go on the IL with a broken heart. balls and Savage Garden, Mateo says. So we already got the first balls.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
And when the stars are shining brightly in the velvet sky, I'll make a wish and get to heaven, then make you want to cry.
There you go. There's your Savage Garden. Let's see. Also, please delete all this team. Nobody has big moments in here. Grillmaster's going off. I don't mind the South Park music. It's just too loud. Turn it down. You're speaking. My bad. That's what I have to work on then. Let's see. Also, Todd and his love of feet, better or whatever. I'm in the OC Cyprus, so it is nice to watch and follow them closer after the All-Star break. We all like to invest good products across the board in life. I'm not investing though in the Angels. Let's see. Balls, and night classes.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and
night
John
classes.
Stamos.
Also, let's see. Dan says, but I'm a Rams fan no matter what, just like the Angels. There you go. Fantasy got the Hawks and grabbed the Jets D also. There you go. Seahawks defense is going to be pretty good, by the way. Gritchick is sorry as fuck. Alex says Renfro is also sorry as fuck, and Giolito is goofy. He sure is. Also, let's see. I'm feeling angry after this. Oh my God, Grillmaster. Went to therapy over the weekend, and my therapist said that your problems are Artie and Nevin. Even a therapist who doesn't watch baseball can solve the Angels' problems. Dan says, and my Rams are in the same state. Funny how that works. Bandwagon hashtag. Fuck the whiners and sea chickens. There you go. Let's see. I just cut a fart that performed better than Renfro. Balls, and let's take another shot.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and
taking
John
another
Stamos.
shot. 2024 protest and must get on Artie's ass. I'm all for that. I really am. And we might have a solid start to next season with that protest with merchandise and posters and everything else. I think we might actually get into that this year. You'll see this turn. If the Angels have the offseason I'm predicting, we're going to turn into the bad boys of podcasting. That's all I'm saying. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, what's up, Todd?
What's going on?
Nothing. Just same old shit as always, but just chilling.
There you go.
Just accepting reality at this point.
Yeah.
UCLA football this Saturday. So yeah.
Yeah, there's college footballs. NFL starts in a couple weeks. So, what's your squad?
For college?
Either one, college or pro.
UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah.
UCLA has promise
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
yeah. We have a 5-star Dante Moore. He's cool.
Yeah. The only thing that sucks about college football, and especially with UCLA, is the Pac-12 is no more, so you don't have those games that you're going to be watching anymore. You know, you won't have your UCLA versus Cal, Stanford. I mean, it's all going to be different now. It's weird.
Yeah, bro. Like, to be fair, I think the same shit. If you only went to a tailgate over there, bro, no, that shit's dead as fuck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm shooting for next year with a tailgate, not this year.
Yeah. But, you said something a while back, and I was like, damn, bro, it's so true. Because my nephew, he's a Dodgers fan.
Okay.
And, they're like, he's talking about Koufax. He's talking about that Mexican guy, that Mexican pitcher.
Valenzuela?
Yeah, him. He's talking about, like, Trip Gibson and all those guys. Like, damn, bro. Like, the fuck? How do you know about these people?
Yeah.
And, like, you just see they have ball hits for them.
Yeah.
For old players like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Like, I wonder when we'll ever do that. But we only do it for, like, 2 players.
Yep. They embrace their history, and they don't need, a Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, surfboard. They don't need a silver slugger one. They just make a bobblehead of a great. You'll have an Oral Hershiser. I think they even did a Hideo Nomo when he had that tornado like wind up. The first real good Japanese pitcher. Like, you just had cool stuff like that. I mean, any good team embraces their history, even if they don't have much. Like, that's why the Padres still have Tony Gwynn days and stuff like that, because they embrace their history. So this team doesn't, and that's Artie, because those guys didn't play with Artie.
Yeah.
So
he's like, he probably doesn't even care, right? Either way.
Yeah, he doesn't care, because he would have a lot of these players retired. He'd had, like, say for instance, like those numbers that we have retired are in the worst place of the stadium. If anything, you've got a bunch of nothing in center field in that green area. You can easily put numbers over there so they're more visible to the fans. Because half the times you can't see those numbers that are retired because the sun that's bleaching down on them, and then you're not trying to pay attention over the pavilion because you're trying to watch the game. But if you have it in center field, you're constantly reminded of those great players. Like Yankee Stadium has the Monument Row right there in the outfield. So you can see the players all the time, or know that the greatness is out there. So we don't think like that. We're stupid.
Yeah. The Dodgers probably should have a memorial for all the Mexicans they stole the land from, too.
I love that you bring that up again. Yes, they should. Look, I'm not laughing at what they did. I'm laughing at your joke because it was really good. It was well timed. But I'm just saying, if you're a fan of baseball in general, I don't know why it's not more widely known, the bullshit they did back in the day. I mean, man.
Yeah.
They hurt so many honest working people. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, or like they're legends. Julio Urias, notorious respecter of women, huh?
That's another one, yes. He's like, I got one eye on you, broad, as he hits her.
Yeah. Oh, but you can't talk about, what about that other guy who went to China or Japan? Oh, you can't talk about him, though. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's the only Dodger who committed, domestic abuse.
Mm-hmm. He has some pretty damn good lawyers, I'll say that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I mean, I think you see a lot of the warts in baseball if you dive into certain organizations. The Dodgers have had theirs, but they have such good PR, and winning cures everything. I mean, there could be all kinds of scandals, but they're winning. And I think Artie's just lucky he's in a market that just doesn't give a fuck. He is not in the LA market. If they were in the LA market for the shit that's happened to them, they would be getting crucified. And it's funny, he's done more to hurt this team than what Dan Snyder did to hurt Washington, the football team. And they treated Dan Schneider like he was like the worst person in the world, and they kicked him out of the league. It's like, why can't we do this with Artie, dude?
Yeah.
So,
But to be fair, Dan Snyder did steal money from the owners, though, didn't he? Like, they didn't give a fuck about the cheerleader shit or like, they didn't give a fuck about that. They cared about all the money that he stole.
true, and that's a good point, and that's probably what got him out of there, because they were like, well, if you're a womanizer, if you do this, if you do that, if you have drugs, you're fine, but don't steal from us. And I maybe he just broke the unwritten rule. Don't steal from the owners.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't want to be here all night like that other guy. No offense to him, but
No worries. You're killing it right there. I like your delivery, man. I didn't know you were gonna joke, and you just threw it out there twice, so that's pretty good.
All right. See you.
All right, brother. Later. All right, so you call it. That's a good phone right there. Let's see, Todd, when you go to the MLB app, have you noticed that the Diamondbacks are now listed first? Marketing 101. Be the first thing you see. As Anaheim, we were first, now we are in the middle with LA. It's true. It's the Halo Honk line.
Oh, I'm so glad you're able to take my call. I know your phone lines are busy. You being Trent Rush on the world's greatest radio show, AM 830. These radio lines are full. Like, geez, you need to hire a new intern.
Yeah, I need to get Sapphire. So what you got, veteran?
Okay. So I missed a week. I usually miss a week, like the weekends. I don't like to work on the weekends, so I don't like to show up to the post game. But I listen though, just like every other listener should. If you can't make it, you listen afterwards. But that last series, the Mets, we won the series. Okay, cool. It's the Mets. Like, that's like us playing the A's and winning 2 out of 3 against the A's. Okay, but this Phillies team, I like this Phillies team. They're a fun team to watch when they're not playing the Angels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this team, like, we scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings, and after that we did basically nothing until the end. Like this team always does. We start off hot. They give you hope. They make you honk your horn that we're going to win. And then Giolito goes in there.
Yeah.
2 home runs to Trey Turner.
Yeah, I mean, he and their pitch is like right down the middle too.
Like, Trey Turner's got power, but he's not a guy who will hit 2 home runs a game.
Yeah.
Like, if it was Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs tonight, okay, cool. It's Bryce Harper. He hits bombs. But he hit a bomb today. It's like, okay, Bryce Harper's going to hit a bomb. But, like, Trey Turner hitting 2 home runs off the Angels, off one pitcher. Lucas Giolito, that was probably the worst trade that we've made, like, this season. Because all the other trades have been fine, but this is the worst one. Because we gave away, Kai Bush and Edgar Cuero for this guy who probably we could have called up Kai Bush and it would have been way better than this guy.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about Lopez, what his contract is for next year. I don't know if he's on a 1-year deal or not. So if we lose him too, if he's a 1 year and he walks, it's like, bro, like if you can argue right now that the best thing we got out of that trade wasn't Giolito, it was Lopez. And Lopez hasn't been rock solid, but he's been pretty good. But we've got nothing out of Giolito. And again, the starts that he did, I think he's had 2 starts that were pretty decent. He still gave up a bunch of home runs and got no run support.
Yeah, and like I hate that the broadcast they showed, the last time he was here, he pitched 7 no-hit innings. Like, you show that, you get us all hyped, like, okay, maybe this guy plays good against the Phillies. And then, nope. It's the home run. The second batter of the game. The second batter of the game, Todd.
Yep.
This team gets me so mad. I loved your rant. I came in a little late, like maybe a minute or 2 late. But, like, that rant was great. Like, this team, like, I hear other shows do rants, but they have to be PC because they have, big brothers watching us. But you don't care. Like, what's to lose? Like, you're saying it how it is. And that's why I think people watch this show, because it's just how it is. It's none of that AM 830 talk where it's like, we lost this one. can't wait to go and play tomorrow because you know what, Todd?
The season starts tomorrow.
The season starts tomorrow, baby. We're starting the season out in Philly. We're only playing 2, but you guess what, Todd? They're wearing their powder blues on Thursday. Gooby's going to go all crazy in that booth. He's going to be like, oh, man, I loved coming over here as a kid, watching this team in the powder blues, going up the rocky steps. I love Gooby, but, man, too much. Sometimes it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, like, Fernando was hitting me up and was like, hey, man, like, literally, we had a lot of, wait, hold on a minute here. I think we got someone calling on the executive line. Are you there?
Uh-oh.
Are you there? Hello? Wait, do we have to be a little quiet now that he's on the phone? Or did he know that he called? Hello?
Hello?
Artie?
Oh, thank God your lines work.
Are you a little more buzzed today, or what's going on?
No, I'm actually straight. Woo! Oh, boy. Is that my son?
I got your son on the line.
Yes, it is A-Train.
Eddie!
A-Train?
I love you, boy. Man, I used to think you were on the... I used to think you'd be on the wrong road with your long hair back in the early 90s. But, man, you made a man of yourself. I'm so proud.
Artie.
I got rid of that Chicago team, and I had to come back to you're lucky I didn't pick the Padres because, I grew up in San Diego.
I'm glad you got rid of that Chicago team because guess what? We're the new Cubs.
Listen, Artie, I'm happy you're able to reunite with your son here. I mean, like, I almost feel like Maury right now. You know what I mean? Like you are the father. You came.
Maury?
You came
Is
through.
this Maury?
Yeah, you came through.
Hey,
Pico Revere.
Hey, am I the only one in the room who thinks Connie Chung was hot?
Yes.
Maury, way to go, Maury! Woo! Maury's over there loving it sideways.
Loving it sideways. Oh, Artie, you never cease to impress.
I know. What can I say? I'm one of those guys.
Can we get a bobblehead of some of our past great players, please?
Why do you have to pass? Let's think about the future.
Who's the future?
Oh man, sorry, I almost lost it there. Woo, man, almost lost a line there.
Eric says you're the greatest owner in sports, but how are you going to do that and be the greatest
Thank you.
If you don't embrace the past?
That was my subtle thank you. I'm trying to be more polite on the phone. Thank you, Eric. You're a sweetheart. Eric, I love you. Woo! You're my homie. Hey, can we tell Grillmaster that we're really sick and tired of the whole my fart performs better than fill in the blank?
Well,
Grildo?
Yeah, Grildo.
Every single night. My fart performs better than this guy. My fart performs better than this guy. Well, hey, bring your fart over here. I'll sign him up. $500 million. 6 years, Grildo. Wow. Now up to bat, number 44. Third baseman, Grildo's fart. Woo! Grildo hits a chopper to second, force a double play, and the inning's over.
Listen,
way to go.
Grildo has the best jokes out there. I gotta say that.
He does?
No.
Oh, he has the best microwave of all of us. That guy can microwave a burrito from another room. Let me tell you, he does it with mental telepathy.
Do you think at our next tailgate he could be the grill master on the microwave?
Sure. We'll bring his Drew Barrymore microwave I bought him. I'll get him one of those air fryers too. We can watch him grill burritos and stroke his burrito. Since that's what he likes to do. The old grill dough, sliding up and down like there ain't no shame. Wow!
Sort of like how the A train spawned Vetter over there, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, your kickstand, you were in Pico Rivera. You met Mrs. Vetter, and then out came Vetter 9 months later with no child support, right?
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. How do I know it's mine? I'm not sure. I'm just like his name, so I can call him my son.
Hey, Artie, guess what?
Well, who's this? God, is that you? It's not my time yet, God. It's not my time yet. Please, I still need to make $2 more extra $1 billion on the team.
Oh, jeez. It's not God, it's Vetter. It's your illegitimate son. He's trying to talk to you.
Oh, whoo! Well, I thought the end was nigh.
Artie, I turn 18 soon, so that means you don't have to. You'll stop getting the mail from the child support people.
18? I thought you were 34.
No, I am. I'm actually 47, but the way things work out here in Pico.
Oh, you're confusing the piss out of me right now. That's all I gotta say.
Well, that's probably because you already pissed on yourself.
Oh, I'm pissing now. There it goes. Hey, I'm gonna draw a giraffe. Watch, I'm gonna draw a giraffe right now.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Eddie wants to know.
Giraffe.
Eddie wants to know what are your thoughts on Bob Barker?
Oh, we lost an important American. Cats and dogs everywhere are now not going to have homes because he's gone. There's going to be baby animals running all over the place. Who's going to stop it? Not me. I'm busy taking care of angels' affairs and billboards. I don't have time. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of something. Not fire! In the other room! No! Baloney time is later. Okay, hello, sorry.
Baloney time?
Oh, yeah. I like to throw slabs of baloney and make them stick on her butt. Sometimes I can get 2 or 3 at the same time. It's amazing. Gravity is a wondrous thing.
Baloney time. So that's what we have to work like. You're solving the Angels' problems by putting baloney on a stripper's ass?
That's his unfinished business.
Hey, she was young and she needed the money. She's a head secretary of the Los Angeles Angels organization.
Jeez.
She's moving up in the world, baby. Moving up, just like the A train. That sucker's moving up all day long. So is Grildo, from what I'm hearing.
By the way,
Grildo, I'll tell you right now, you're doing that looking at pictures of Mel Carter and stuff like that. You need to just really get yourself a hobby, pal.
Mel Carter?
He doesn't know who Mel Carter is. I keep forgetting. Everybody's so young. I've been around the world a little too much. I don't think I'm common with the kids nowadays.
No, that's about a 30-year-old reference, but I got it. So.
Oh, as long as my besto friendo ToddFox got it. Besto friendo means best friend in Japanese. I bet you didn't know that, huh? You know why I know that? Because I hang out with Shohei Ohtani. He's going to be an agent for the next 2 years, baby. $800 million. Wow.
They're calling you Nature Boy. Do you party as much as Nature Boy?
Hey, that's a hell of a compliment. I used to party with him a long time ago. But he looked too much like the Mad Hatter from the original Alice in Wonderland cartoon, and I kind of freaked out.
He does, actually. He does.
He does. Very, very young birthday to me.
Now here's a true story. I'm not making this up. Now, hear me out, Artie. Now, when he was
Go
on
ahead. Go on.
Okay, well,
say it.
You just go on YouTube and Google like airplane ride from hell. It was all a bunch of WWE stars, and Ric Flair was hitting on the stewardess. When you know how he always wears a robe, he opened his robe and he was just dangling his wang in front of them, and it was very inappropriate. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't encourage that behavior, but is that something that the A-Train does in his spare time?
All I have to say, Todd, is I didn't know what a prude you are until today. I do that every week. Sometimes I fly on my private helicopter with my ding-a-ling just hanging and blowing in the wind there. Everyone's like, is that a rescue copter? They think I'm lowering a rope to save someone stuck in the hills. No, just my dong.
I can't picture you in a black pinstripe suit with that, French tickler mustache and then your wang hanging out. It's hard to picture.
What? Want me to draw it for you?
No.
Where's my crayons? Hold on, let me find my crayons.
No crayons.
Oh, I got crimson red, apple red, and apricot. That doesn't even look like red.
By the way, Nate Hustle says my newborn actually got mad at me for changing the podcast by accident.
Yeah.
See, you're bringing in the ratings.
It's what I do. That's how I sell 20,000 seats every day for the crappiest team you've ever seen. Hey, I'm going to be serious with you guys for a second. I'm going to be serious, okay?
Okay.
Listen. I'm going to be very serious. Here we go.
The floor is yours.
Who's playing a guitar?
What?
What was that? I heard a guitar anyway. Okay. I'm gonna have to say something to the Angel fans that they're probably not gonna want to hear.
Okay.
Fans. Fans. We're probably not gonna make the playoffs this year. I'm just saying. I know it's a little early, and there's a lot of baseball to be played. But we would have to win like 23 games in a row, and frankly, I don't see it.
You don't have faith in
maybe 20, but not 20.
Okay. Well, you know what? I think R. Martinez says the A-Train is the Mexican Hugh Hefner. Do you like that reference?
Why? That's a compliment.
Okay. And then
that is a compliment. Hey, what do you want me to do? That's a compliment.
And your boy
I
Eric
should get myself a pipe.
Alfonso says A-Train is Nature Boy. Eric says Artie is Don Juan of the MLB. Now you're getting all this love. But you just told something really tough for Angel fans because we all thought they're going to the playoffs this year. I mean, Vetter too, right, Vetter?
Yep. A-Train, when he said that news, I went straight to my source at ESPN. I told them right now, I was like, the A-Train broke some big news. And
Oh, God. Oh, sorry. I had a dream I was the greatest American hero, and I was flying through the air, and I crashed into a water tank. Woo! That was scary. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, son. God, I'm sorry. Daddy's sorry. Daddy's sorry. Go on, son.
And I don't.
I swear I never hit him. I swear.
This emotional trauma that you're putting me through since 2014. I love you, but it's just.
I don't even remember 2014.
That's the last time we were in the playoffs, Artie.
Oh, damn it! You're right.
Now
I was probably partying way too much then.
Again. Let Vetter finish his.
Right, son. I'm sorry.
He was breaking the news.
Go, son.
He's reporting on what you just said.
Go, son. I'm sorry.
And I I think we should pick up Noah Syndergaard, who was just DFA'd by the Guardians. It would make this team a playoff team.
All right, whatever you want.
Yeah, finally, Thor's back. Yippee!
Hey, you know what my son wants, my son gets. Just don't start calling me asking for money.
Jeez. Well, he'll start asking.
Hey,
pretty
Todd,
soon. Huh?
when are we going to go hang out together?
I don't think I can afford you. Do you drink so much, bro?
No, you can't. I can afford this bronze statue. I'm like a bronze god. I feel like I'm physically getting bigger. I'm bigger and better than everyone.
Let me ask you a question,
expensive.
Artie.
What? Go ahead.
If you were like the Dodgers back in the day, and I forget the name, the O'Malleys, when they bought the Chavez Ravine and kicked all those people off their land and abused them at the same time, would you do that to your own people if you were given the land rights to maybe an area that was a little down their luck, or it was more of like a migrant type feel? Would you do that to your own people, or would you?
Well, what kind of land rights are we talking about?
I'm talking about it's like a beautiful view. You could put a state of the art.
Oh yeah. Sold. That sounds great.
So you would?
Hey, just so everyone knows, not to worry. I may come around the corner again and look to see if anyone's eligible to buy the team, but I'm not going to sell them until I have a stadium package with them too. I'm going for the whole thing, baby. Wow! So in about 10 years or so.
10 years?
Yeah, give or take.
That'll put you close to 90, bro.
Hey, I got good genes. I may have 3 or 4 other veterans running around by then.
Jeez.
Wow!
Oh, man. Boy, you're getting some older references. Mario says Artie is the George Foster. Now you need the Don Rickles.
Oh, boy. Now we're talking, baby. Now we're talking. I like to think of myself more as the Red Fox of baseball.
The Red Fox? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I guess you guys are too young for
People
that.
are just...
Who am I? Wait, what school am I calling? Anyway, I talked to Roger Lodge. He knows what I'm talking about all the time.
I know who Red
He
Fox
gets all
is.
excited.
Sanford and Son, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I thought he was related to you, Todd.
No. Yeah, we look so much alike.
You see what I did there? This ain't no hat rack up here.
See, I'd like to see you and Grildo in Grillmaster
What?
in a stand-up, comedy routine to see
Stand
who's
up
funny.
what? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were being perverted. I wouldn't be caught dead nude next to that man.
Oh, jeez.
Who knows what that guy will do? That guy is the Chad Curtis of the chat room, let me tell you.
Jeez. Oh, that's a low
Good
blow,
old,
bro.
good old Grill Curtis. Getting his jollies on himself, thinking of an old man. How dare you? Have some respect, Grillo, after the microwave I bought you. If I could only re-gift that sucker. Walmart's selling them for $80.
Wow, Artie. That was ice cold, bro. Even for you.
I'm cold as ice. I'm willing to sacrifice my season. Hey, why is everybody so down in the chat?
I don't know, man.
Don't we all love our Angels? Go Angels! Wow!
They're so excited about your leadership. I think that's what the thing is.
Hey, it's here to stay. I'm thinking of making shirts that say, my owner Artie is here to stay. Wow! Pretty straightforward, but it gets to the point.
True.
I would buy those.
Yeah, I would too. Come on, Todd, I almost called you Red. Come on, Todd.
No, I'm good.
You don't want any shirts? Come on.
No, I actually, we're going to be selling
Todd,
shirts.
you want one? Todd, you want a shirt?
No.
You want a shirt?
No.
Sure?
Yeah, I'm
Sure?
sure.
You want one? Come on.
I'm sure.
All right, suit yourself, Chachi.
Chachi. Oh my God. You've been watching way too much Me TV. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to tell you, I've been binge watching the Me TV for about 3 weeks straight, and I'm fried. I'm singing Love American Style in the Love Boat all mixed up in a rap version, and it's disgusting.
You're watching Knight Rider too, right?
Oh, yeah. You remember the episode when he was playing Atari in Kit? That was something else.
No, I don't really watch those.
All right, whatever. Hey, whatever. Hey, you guys are uncultured swine. You don't like to watch old television and learn about your history. That's the problem with the youth today. I don't know anything about their history.
Well, I'll tell you this. I think we've gotten a pretty good history lesson, and we know our history on the Angels tonight. So whether it was for me or for you, we've gotten our history. We also know now about your son and everything else like that. It's out in the open. So before I let you guys go, you got anything to say to father and son to father?
You go, Eddie.
Thank you, A-Train. I love you. I love when you stop by and you scream moist out the window, and I say, Dad, and you just drive away in your Mercedes Benz.
Sorry.
I love it.
Sorry about that. I got a lot of things to do. I'm a very busy man. I told you I'd text you.
I know, and I'm trying to get down to Arizona for you, and I just can't.
I'm at the stadium. Anna's going to meet me there in a few minutes. Hey, Anna, you in the chat still? Wow! I'm waiting for you, honey. I'm in the main office. Just tell Sapphire to patch you through.
Wow.
Wow!
Jeez. All right, I'll let you guys go on that one.
Okay. Hey, real quick. Todd, I got a couple of hookers in my office. You want to join me?
No, I want to keep my balls.
Okay. Suit yourself, queer.
Damn. All right, better.
All right, see ya.
Later. Jesus. What the hell? Artie. See, even I said you went too far with that one, Grill. With Artie on Grill. Apologies, Grill and Anna. It's the Halo Honk line.
Yeah, this is Roger Lodge from the Sports Lodge, and I'm listening to your podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say, this is the most awful thing I ever heard in my life. Why are you giving up on the Angels season? It's obviously not over yet,
The season starts tonight, my man.
The season starts tonight. And what do you mean the Angels have been losing for 9 consecutive years? They have been trying so hard with new and honor best owner ever, Artie Moreno. Do you not understand that, Todd?
I understand it, but still, they can't win.
Okay, this is dumb. Sorry.
What's going on, Super?
All right, but yeah, man, yeah. The 6-man rotation, I'm not really a fan of, not gonna lie. Ohtani should pitch in a 5 rotation, but if I pitch a 5-man rotation, not gonna lie, he was much better.
Yeah,
and they just changed. Yeah.
No, I get it, because if he's pitching 5-man rotation, they've got much better organization with how they set up their pitchers for each start, and everyone doesn't miss. They know when they're going to be able to, pitch, and when they're not, they could stick in their routine. I think that's been a problem with him pitching 6-man rotation, pushing guys around in and out of starts, him deciding not to start. It hurts everybody.
Yeah. They treat it as an equal sometimes. But if you're going to start, you're going to start, unless you're hurting.
Yeah, I mean, it just screams like, what do you call it? Not extra, preferential treatment, And I think as a team, you need the team cohesiveness. So you can't have like the same guy or guys doing their own thing, you know?
Yeah. I might try calling in the Roger Lodge show tomorrow. I don't know, man. I started school, so I've been busy.
Are you in high school or or college?
High school.
Okay.
12th grade.
Okay. Cool.
But I hate listening to that, man. How the hell does he stay confidential? Like, how does he stay confident, man? Roger Lodge. Oh my God, man. I bet we can still have a 26-game winning streak.
He
winning.
He literally gets paid to be honkish. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had like a gun to his head before he gets fired or something.
I think so. I mean, he does. I don't know, man. Like I can't stand that somebody can be that honkish and just not in touch with reality. And I don't believe he's in touch with reality.
I think if he becomes a real person with real opinions, he'll get fired. And they'll find another new honk.
Yeah, because he's a super honk, dude. He's annoying. Like I don't.
Yeah.
Did you sit through the whole show the other day, or just an hour?
Like a lot, like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe.
Jeez. Sometimes
it was torture.
Sometimes I can't stomach like about an hour, and I'm like, or less, like 30 minutes. I'm like, bro, this show sucks.
Sometimes they don't even talk about Angels baseball, and they were talking about dating life. I was surprised they haven't mentioned John Stamos in the dating life.
Bro, they were talking about Olympic qualifying basketball today, which has no like you could talk. If he would have went NFL, I would have been like, okay. But he literally started the show with, well, the Angels took in 2 of 3 from the Mets. And they lost yesterday, and they're trying to start a new series here. So this is going to be abbreviated Sports Lodge. But we're going to be talking about basketball and the team that's trying to make it for the Americans. Like, what? Nobody gives a shit about basketball right now.
Yeah. No, it's either he's really honkish or he goes off topic for what he's paid for.
Yeah. He puts together a pretty shitty show, and then it's like I can't stand to like at least be real and be like, you know what? I don't like the Dodgers, but he pumps them up, dude. He'll play their highlights and everything, and it's like, jeez. They don't do that shit for us.
Also, I heard the 7 will for tickets, 7 will for tickets. You do the same thing.
That's where I got it from. I copy his ass. That's why.
I bet you make more sales than him.
Probably, dude.
I bet. and I'm so pissed off at him for making out fun of the Yankees or like the Texas Rangers for like going on a 6-game win streak. Like, oh my gosh, guys, look at the Yankees. They lost 8 games in a row. Ha 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 ha. It's so funny. Ha ha. Look at the Angels. Are we doing it any better? No, I think we were doing it much worse than the Yankees. Like, do we have the right as fans to make fun of other people's teams, except for like the A's or something? No, like you can't make fun of our teams. If you want to make fun of someone's team, it should be us, and it should be Artie Moreno, not like fucking New York. They have 26 more rings than us.
That's true. That's true. I mean, like, why would you like? Again, that's like a Cleveland Browns fan. No offense, I forget who said they were a Cleveland Browns fan earlier. I think it was Caesar, but no offense to Browns fans, but that's like a Browns fan making fun of a Jaguars fan. It doesn't make any sense. You know, or to be like in baseball, if an Oakland A's fan was making fun of a Rangers fan, it doesn't make any sense. You can't kick a team while they're down if you're down too, like you're saying, and he's just like, oh boy, they suck. It's like, no, we suck, bro. That's like, let's get that shit straight right away.
Yeah, and also, by the way, how do you get those like phone recordings from Roger Lodge? I know, when do you get the John Stamos choked on me?
Oh,
I don't know how I can go back on.
I just take bits and pieces from interviews he's done, and then I chop it up, and then I make it fit the way I want to.
And what else? Balls, and John Stamos.
Yeah, because he's like the new season is starting here over here in 714 Tickets, and in Tempe, I want to smell the grass, and I want balls, and he literally said balls and new 2018 baseballs from 2018. So I'm like, oh, I'm taking that balls, and then when he's talking about John Stamos, put it together. It was easy as that, dude.
Yeah, and he said John Stamos is the most beautiful human in the world.
Yeah.
And the John Stamos season starts tonight. It sounds like the one, sounds like when you were recording when you called him. Like what happened there? Did they call him and troll him and he recorded that?
Oh, that was one of the times where what happened was when he went on that epic rant. They had a show that followed him that was still AM 830 at the time, and they had a follow-up show, and they're like, "Hey man, did you hear what Roger said today on the Sports Lodge?" And he actually went off script, and he got really mad. So they played the replay, and I'm like, "Oh, I remember hearing it in the morning." So I had my recorder right there, and I just recorded it, and so I had it right there from when he recorded. I saved it. I was like, all right. And then I saw someone else had it online too, but it was a cleaner version. And so I was able to use both versions to come up with what I wanted.
Do you know where that recording is?
If you go to YouTube and you type in Roger Lodge gets mad or AM 830 Roger Lodge, you have to scroll down a bit, but you could find it.
Okay, thanks.
And there's a lot of the stuff on there.
Was that...
If you know how to cut up the audio, you could take just a regular interview with him and you could chop it up and just put the words wherever you want and just have him say some crazy ass shit, you know.
I'm excited for when AI gets more advanced. When I just take some random voice and just make stupid shit up. I just want to take Roger Lodge's recording and make him say stupid shit.
Well, see, as long as you say blind date, you can go on Cameo, and he'll record something. He won't record anything Angels, but if you get him to talk about blind date, I would have to throw in some keywords like Stamos or you know, if he said a few things that I want him to say that I know can fit with what I already got, I can probably come up with some really good audio. I'm still waiting to do that, but I think I'm gonna do that in the off season and send him a request. And then, because he'll say up to about, dude, he charges like $50 for like about maybe a 30 to 45 second greeting or whatever, you know?
My God, that's expensive.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Wasn't that Roger Lodge getting mad video on 2018 crop? I know like the Angels were really good, like at 18. Like 2018 when Shohei Ohtani arrived, and Chow was very good still. No Rendon.
That was before Rendon. That's when they still had Mike Scioscia.
Yeah. I think that was the recording when he got mad, right? 2018, I'm pretty sure. Because it was like the Angels were like on like a bad streak, and like they were complaining about they should fire Mike Scioscia, and he got the season starts tonight. Right.
Yeah. That's the entire rant right there. I think it was either 17 or 18, but it was one of those years where it was like the last year or so of Scioscia, and everything was just, you know, terrible that year. They weren't playing good at all.
Mm-hmm. And also one more thing before I go, I just found out why the fuck did they fucking trade Tommy La Stella for like some dude I don't even know anymore. He had such a good year, bro.
Yeah, they trade, and Listella's still a decent player. I don't know if he's playing full time anymore, but for the 3 years or so after that trade, he was playing really good. And I remember they traded him to Oakland for some guy, or you know, that was pretty pathetic at the time, or maybe it was Frisco. It was one of those Northern California teams, and they just got nothing out of him. Yeah. So
they should have kept him, and like he would have been really good. But and also Fleur Master class. So.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I think he was a shortstop.
Yeah,
Go
Grillmaster
ahead.
said it was for failed prospect Franklin Barrietto. And that made no sense at the time because LaStella was a contact hitter. He got on base, and Barreto was like maybe a 200 hitter. He was another squid.
Yeah, bro. LaStella had was hitting like 280 and had like 18 home runs. That's what we need. Like if he played like a full 160 games, he would have been getting like 280, 270, maybe 290, 36 home runs. If he's got on a hot streak, he'll probably been hitting 300. And if he kept him for a long-term deal, like 5 years or 6 years, there will be no squid. Like, I think he's a shortstop, right? Am I wrong, or?
LaStella?
Oh, no, I don't know. I don't know.
LaStella was a second baseman.
But yeah, if he could try to play shortstop, and if he still was here in 2023, I could see less of Squid.
Oh yeah. You wouldn't see Squid up here. He'd
Oh
be
yeah,
playing much better.
Oh yeah. One more thing before I go. I have multiple things before I go. Have you seen Squid's right-hand bat stance lately?
Yes, I've seen it. It's pretty ugly.
No. But why the fuck is he copying Mike Trout? Like, I can show you the side by side. It kind of looks like Mike Trout's stance.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like what he does anything in the batter's box or whatever. He sucks, and he's just continually getting playing time.
Okay. So one more thing. Okay, one actual thing. What if the Angels actually signed him to a 1-year prove-it deal next year, and he hits 330 with 30 home runs and like a 900 OPS? Would you start liking him or no?
No.
Would you still hate him?
I still hate him, dude.
Really?
He's still taking up a roster spot, bro. He just falls on his ass all the time.
Even if he hits 80 home runs and breaks Judge's record, you say hate him?
Dude, that would never happen. For that to happen, I would be like a billionaire before anything. I can tell you that right now.
Wait, what if it actually happens, though? Would you be a fan of him now?
No. Because I'd have to eat my words. I'd have to stay true to my form, man. I'd still call him a cockroach.
I like that, man.
There you go. All right, brother. You have a good one, man.
All right, man. You have a good one.
All right.
See you later. Go Angels.
Go Angels. All right. There's man. We're at the 2-hour mark. We're kind of over. I'll take your call tomorrow, Eric. But you enjoy your game tonight. It looks like the Mariners are on gonna win again, and they're gonna stay in first place. So I will get to. I'm a little late, so I gotta run. Otherwise, I think that was Grill. Call in tomorrow. Apologies for Artie. Sometimes he's a wild card. I have no idea what he's gonna say. So that's not me saying it. So I apologize right there. I'll get on Artie for that. He'll have to have a bigger apology, Grill Master, next time he's on. So there you go. But yeah, Artie, freaking apologize. Damn, man. Don't go after someone else's girl. We all know you're the man, and you have that way about you and everything. But always some kind of drama, right, Angel fans? If not on the field, not in the coaching staff, not in the in the dugout. We got it on the message board as well. So you guys, I will take more phone calls tomorrow. I got into a huge rant tonight, so I apologize for that too. Hopefully you guys liked it, but we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and go Angels as we'll take on the Phillies again.